All right, what is up, YouTube Landia? Sad day. We lost, as you know, 2-0. I will say that, a couple things. I think his name is Matt Waldron. He had a pretty good showing. He had 2 strikes, pitched like 4 2/3 inning. He almost pitched 5 innings, which was pretty good for his first time out in the major leagues. I thought he was going to do worse than that. I mean, he did give up 2 home runs, so it was not an amazing performance, but it was good, good enough to win the game. They had the Padres didn't score any runs, so the Nationals didn't really have to do much, just get on the board, and that's what they did. 2 1-run homers, one in the first inning, and then I think it was one in the third inning. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because the Padres scored 23 runs over the previous 2 days, which is insane. And then yesterday, they scored a big fat donut. So I thought the Padres may have had something figured out. Maybe they're going somewhere, putting Kim at the top of the lineup, Tatis, Soto, Machado, Xander. And no, it's really, really weird. Like, how could you be so good one day and then the next day just totally, completely, because they got 0, completely bomb? Like, just not even get on the board. They did get runners on base, and they just couldn't bring them home. So it wasn't like they didn't get any hits. They got a bunch of singles. I don't know if anybody got a double, but I mean, they had stolen bases, but you just can't bring anybody in. So I mean, if batters strike out, yeah, you're just not going to bring anybody in. So it was really weird. They couldn't get any hits, and I honestly feel like when the big batters, the big names, when they're hot, when they get going, everybody else seems to just come along. But I think it has to do. I mean, of course, right? If the hot, the superstars are hitting, then that means that there's something going on with the pitcher. So if the pitcher is having trouble pitching to the big names, then the smaller names are going to come along, like Grisham, Cronenworth, Odor, whoever, Sanchez. They're going to come along too. But if the big names can't get a hit, little guys aren't going to get anything either. So, like I said, it's a mystery. No one can figure it out. Even even Bomel, the players themselves, they don't know. They can never. Whenever you ask them, they're just like, "Oh, that's how baseball is," and it is. That's how baseball is. It's a mystery. There was another game yesterday. The Los Angeles, or I call them the Anaheim Angels, but the LA Angels versus the Colorado Rockies. I don't know what the final score was, but like in the fourth inning, it was 23-0. What WTF was going on over there? I have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of homers in Colorado because of the elevation, but oh my God, I don't even know if any of those were grand slams. I don't know. I don't think they were. So they must have just been racking them. So anyways, baseball's crazy. I can't figure it out. And the thing is, I kind of have a feeling that this is how the Padres are going to be. I feel like this is it. Like this is who they are. And this is the way they're going to stay until the end of the season. Like they're just going to be good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. One day great, next day terrible. One day great, next day terrible. It's like they're bipolar. And that's kind of exhausting, because you get your hopes up, you get all fired up, and then the next day you're let down. So if you've ever been in a relationship like that, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so maybe they'll change, but I mean, if they win and lose every other game, they'll be at 500, right? And they're not. They're under because they got swept by the Dodgers. I think that was like 3 games. They almost got swept by the Giants. That was 3 games. So they're like 6 games. I don't even know how many games they are under 500 now. 6 or 7, who knows? But will they ever get above 500? Who knows? If they don't, Ben Fadden from Talking Friars podcast, he's going to lose a lot of money because he bet $50 and a few times, I think, against a couple people that said, "Oh, the Padres are going to get over 500," and he's like, "No, I'll bet you they will." So, yeah, I don't know. I have hope. I mean, I have faith. I'm a Friar faithful. I think they're going to do better, but who knows? I mean, the Nationals are one of the, they're one of the worst teams in baseball. They got a very bad record compared to ours. So we should have been able to beat this team easily. They got a game today at 1 o'clock. So let's see what happens. I mean, if the pattern continues, they'll probably score 10 runs today. Who knows? But yeah, they had the guy, Matt Waldron, on the mound yesterday. And again, like I said, he did pretty good. He did give up a homer in the first inning, and then he gave up another homer in the third inning. So that was that. The other last thing I want to say to wrap up this episode, it's a short episode here today on the podcast, the LFGSD, baby, is that none of the Padres made the All-Stars. Sad, dude. What's going on with that? Voters are hating. I voted. I don't know if you voted. If you voted, leave a comment. If you I voted for the Padres, Tatis, Soto, Xander. I voted for everybody except for Nola. I did not vote for him. I wrote in Gary Sanchez, actually. And I also wrote in Nelson Cruz just because. So I guess not enough people voted for my fellas. And that's going to be the end of this episode. So let's see. Let's go Padres today. Hopefully we can get a win. Maybe we can get our first Grand Slam. Woo! That would be nice. I'm manifesting it right now. So let's go Padres. Peace.